Can a rookie make a difference? The answer is yes, a rookie can make a big difference. Hi, I'm Gary York, True Prison Stories. Please subscribe if you like this video. Let's talk about rookies. Here's a rookie from the New York Department of Corrections, Rikers Island, just graduated in January of this year, and back on March 30th he was doing a cell search and he uncovered some marijuana and some Suboxone pills. He said after he recovered the contraband during a cell search that he owes all of his learned skills to date, which is very small time on the job, from his field training officer and his 12 weeks in the Correctional Officer Academy. We're going to talk about those two areas, the academy and the field training officer in your first year on the job as a rookie. Officer Gervais did a great job by defining this. He says his field training officer taught him early on how to do cell searches, and I'm sure he taught him many other areas of the job as time allowed. And he also said he is getting great support from senior officers when he's asking for help. Good news. Good job, Officer Gervais, New York Department of Corrections. Love to see that stuff. Let's talk about the rookie officer and how they can make a difference. And they can make a difference. And how do they do that? Well, they have to do it with your help. Senior officers, officers already in place, officers already off their probationary year. The training academy, 12 weeks long, is a foundation. Everything we have needs a foundation. You start a home, you build a foundation. Any job you start, you have to have a foundation. Yes, there's a lot of jokes out there about forget everything you learned in the academy. Now we're going to teach you the right way. Well, I say phooey on that. I say remember everything you learned in the academy and learn more and more on the job with real on-the-job, real-life training. First of all, in the academy, did you do self-defense? Don't forget what you were taught. Don't forget your use of force curriculum. Did you get taught firearms in the academy? Well, by all means, don't forget some of the skills you learned in the Correctional Officer Academy with firearms. Did they teach you interpersonal communication skills? You know, some verbal judo. You don't always have to be hands-on in corrections. It's much better if you can talk an inmate down rather than fight them. Well, don't forget what you learned in the academy. Did they teach you anything about report writing? I don't care how minute it was. Don't forget that. It will help you. Now, you're going to learn more about all these things I just mentioned as you go with real life on-the-job work. You know, did you learn in the academy about inmate manipulation? Did you learn anything about ethics, even if it was just a little course in ethics? Please don't forget those. That's how many people lose their job, by falling into the inmate trap of manipulation. I believe no officer took this job to go and do something wrong. Somehow, some way, we have some people fall into traps and start going down the wrong path. You're going to get arrested, you're going to get fired, you're going to get put in jail, folks. So don't forget ethics and inmate manipulation. And I think you have my point. I think it's silly when people say, forget everything you learned in the academy, now we're going to teach you the right way. There's so many valuable things you can learn in the academy. Keep the academy knowledge, but when you get to the prison where you're going to work, like Officer Gervais did in January, let your field training officer and other officers start teaching you things that you need to do right there in the real world, okay? And add on to that foundation that was given to you in the academy. Learn from them. as this officer learned how to do cell searches, and I'm sure many other things. And as the year goes on, you're going to learn something every single day. And I have a little news flash for you. Just about 29 years in corrections, and I learned every day that I went to the work something new. I'm out of corrections now and still doing articles and videos and traveling and speaking with officers. And I'm still learning things from officers on the job today. No shame in that game, folks. Nobody knows everything. I'm going to tell you that right now. So when you come off the academy as a rookie, please don't feel like you know everything, because you don't. Please don't act like you know everything, because you don't. Listen to your field training officers. And field training officers are very important. When an agency chooses a field training officer to teach our young rookies, we need officers that are sincere about teaching. We need officers that have a good track record to do the teaching. Officers that have shown they can do the job, shown they know how to do the job through their work over the years. These are the teachers we need for the rookies, not the officer with the bad attitude, not the officer that says, man, why did you even come here? You're crazy for taking this job. Man, forget everything you learned at that stupid academy. Don't listen to those people, rookies. Listen to a good attitude officer with some time under their belt, and hopefully that's what you're getting with your field training officers. Hopefully that's what agencies are using to teach you. And I'm sure most agencies are. Obviously, Officer Gervais had a great field training officer, and I'm sure he had more than one. And he also mentioned the senior officers are very helpful. Senior officers, remember where you came from. You know, I hear a lot of people on the front line always saying, management forgets where they came from. They don't care about us. Well, that's another thing that's not always true. I'm not going to say that some managers don't forget where they came from and that some managers aren't out for their own careers. But there's a lot of good managers out there, just like there's a lot of good senior officers. Don't forget where you came from. Help these rookies to become better and survive this, because you need them. We're short-staffed. Why would you do anything negative towards these rookies coming out of the academy when you're working double overtimes and forced overtimes and no time with your family? You need these rookies on the front line, huh? It's an old, sort of like that movie, right? You need me. You need these rookies on the front line. They're the future of corrections, and they're going to replace you one day, and they're filling these empty slots that we desperately need filled. So yes, rookies can make a difference in so many ways. Let's keep our rookies up to date. Let's help our rookies. And if a rookie does get too high on their horse or on a high horse thinking they know everything, by all means, bring them back down. Let them know where they're coming from and tell them, listen, you need to zip it sometimes and listen, watch, learn. Questions, of course, are okay. Don't act like you know everything, though, rookies, and you'll get along just fine. Thank you for joining the corrections cause and being a correctional officer. So let's always welcome our rookies and train them good. Thank you for what you do. Gary York, True Prison Stories.